Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say, welcome to Eejits of the World! American Election Special Part 2.
Death of a Nation.
We will be talking about
The winners.
We will be talking about the losers. But please stick with us to the end of this episode, because the truth is out there. Well. So, Mr. Glenn, can you please tell me who won the American election?
Envelope, please. Thank you, Bernice. The winner is Donald J. Trump.
By a landslide!
I've been fearing changes 'cause I put my bread around you.
What?
That's a landslide, with my own words.
Oh, right.
That's a Fleetwood Mac classic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see, yeah. Well, it was certainly a giant white thing coming down a hill, crushing all before it.
Orange.
Orange.
Or you mean his supporters?
A little bit about it.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
this is for all our people who don't give a shit about American politics. This is the last time we'll be talking about the Yankee Doodle Dandy men and their behaviours and their proclivities for quite a while. So let's get into it.
Yeah, well, Trump is already he's appointing some of his cabinet. He's got his guy back, the guy from ICE, Thomas Homan. Yeah, I know. He's not a superhero.
He was the best male sex worker in the East Coast.
That's just true. That's
how Daniel met him.
Yeah, it's nominative determinism. But
There's Johnny opening Trump Tower window. I see you down there, you little hustler. One day I'm going to bring you into the greatest government in the world. But between now and then, it's time for you to satisfy all the classic cases of Long Island.
Well, I don't know if you've seen footage of him, but I don't know how many clients he would. He looks. You remember that show, The Dinosaurs, that was a ripoff of the Flintstones?
It was sort of a mixture of the Flintstones and the Simpsons, when the Simpsons first came out.
Yeah, and they were puppet sort of people, and he looks like one of the dinosaurs from that.
Oh my God, he does. He looks like the dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was shaking his finger in a speech. He was like Macho Man Randy Savage. So this is a guy who's going to be.
I'm still lost in the dinosaurs thing. Do you remember in the dinosaurs there was the baby had a song? I'm a Trumpy, gotta love me. Especially when I hit my dad with the frying pan.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Yeah, go on.
So he's making this speech, and it's like he's fully acting like a wrestler. He's like, and if any goddamn illegal immigrants are out there, I got one message for you. pack your bags. It's just like, what? Mate, you're going to be in charge of things. You can't.
Yes. Must you make your speech from off the top of the turnbuckle? Why have you ripped your shirt open?
I know, but it's the first thing that Donald Trump has done. He's elected as border czar, and that's the other thing. Like, if enough people are saying you have Russian connections and that's why they don't trust you, why would the first thing you do would be to elect a czar?
The other thing is, like, there's all this, I don't know where the terminology of, there was, in the UK, there was, the government had a nighttime czar, there's a housing czar. I'm like, it's not like as if czars had a great reputation as administrators. Like, right? It's not like, hey, there's nothing better at running a country than a czar.
Yeah, and maybe it's a threat to whoever's taking the position. It's like, if you don't do good, the hippies are going to shoot you.
Yeah, exactly. Fanatics are going to put you and your entire family against a wall.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that packed your bags.
Yeah, maybe that's why Trump's getting them to build a wall. And if you don't do good, we're going to shoot you against it.
That's right. But sadly for you, and the Mexican side as well. So Homan and his dinosaurs, man alive.
Yeah, the borders are. And
did you see one of the first things the MAGA faithful did on Reddit? There's the next day after the election result, there was just a shitload of MAGA types ratting out their Latino MAGA neighbours to ICE.
Not the MAGA, no, it was the Democrats that were doing it, wasn't it?
I think it was probably all Americans.
Yeah.
They had found that they could just do whatever they wanted now.
Like the purge.
So mental. I can't believe this is the world we now live in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair and square.
Yeah.
A landslide. But it does seem a little odd to me that, you go, right, okay, I'm going to vote for this dude, but he's not going to throw me out. He'll throw the other guys who he can't tell apart from me out.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll tell the difference.
Yeah.
Trump won a landslide in the most Latino county in America. It's called Starr County. It's right on the Mexican-Texas border.
Wow.
Yeah, he won 90% of the Latinos there.
Well,
I guess if you're already on the border, being expelled over the border is not... If you can see the border.
Yeah, they just don't want to share.
Yeah, probably. Or if you're right on the border, maybe you know how fucking chaotic northern Mexico could be. Who knows?
I imagine some of it is that, like, where people are like, look, some of these people going over the border, they live in our neighborhoods and they're not,
You're not the guy
they're not fitting in. They've taken over the building.
They're not fitting into, and we're also Latinos, so
yeah.
So you can already take the variable out of it being Latinos. They're Latinos, we're Latinos, and all we're left with is our personalities and their dreadful personalities. Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So you reckon, because he says he's gotta get rid of 11 million people. That's what. Yeah, he's gonna purge 11 million people from America, and that is a sizable city.
That's a lot of people, and you know where they are? In the food industry.
That's where they're working.
Yes, they're not chess masters. They're not doing things people don't need, like an arts professor. Right? Right?
Right.
They're not the third in command of an arts festival. Like, or whatever. These are actually, they're vital people.
Right.
They're not dog walkers.
Yeah.
They're not, they're not clairvoyants. It isn't the... They're, all these dudes haven't come up from Ecuador to be clairvoyants. Right? They're like in the food industry. Everything in the food industry, in the kitchens, in every single restaurant. Anytime any kitchen door is swung open anywhere in the United States of America I've ever been in, it's Central American people in there.
Yeah.
Right? It's, you know.
Okay, so they're in the kitchens. Are they?
Everything
They're
to
picking
do with food.
Yeah,
Dude,
so we're gonna have
everything to
to
do with
wash our own dishes and pick our own fruit.
Everything to do with food. And I don't know whether you know this about Americans. Keen on food. We'll never know for certain whether Donald Trump's shit has worked or not, because every politician lies about their statistics. But if Americans get thinner, then it actually happened. Shit, I can actually fit in. I can put a belt on. I think there mightn't actually be any illegal Latinos here anymore. It's the first time I haven't been in stretchy pants in 20 years. Yeah. We must have sent him home. Did you see the footage of him during the campaign, how he tweets? Oh, well, it's not tweeting now because he's on Truth Social.
Right.
Did you see it?
No.
He just sits at a table, right, watching the telly. There was footage of him while the Democratic convention was on. He's just sitting at a table, eating burgers, drinking Coca-Cola. There's another 10 minions in the room, and he just says things out loud, and then they just tweet that. That's it. He's just got a napkin in, and he's just... So that's my worriest, Glenn. He'll be there going, take down whatever Glenn Wool said. Run it past the Attorney General. Can we turn them into spicy sausages? Not all of them. Beautiful wins.
Certainly it'd be a question he'd pose to RFK Jr. RFK Jr. would have the final say on this. I believe this is in his remit.
Oh, he's going to be the health czar.
I know. The czar.
Did you see the day before the election, as if this American election hasn't been effing weird enough as it is, a dolphin was found on a beach in New Jersey, had been found dead and butchered on the beach. And it's testimony to how odd RFK Jr. is, that the whole of America, this wasn't a rumour, this was Associated Press put it out, and the whole of America went, RFK... Have you been eating stranded dolphins again?
Just cut to him daubing it.
I was doing press-ups on the beach, and I couldn't roll it back on my own. But I did have a full butchery set in my truck, plus a temporary barbecue that was specialized for dolphins.
I got it from Japan.
I gotta singe it.
I'd like to say it's a stroke of luck, but it wasn't. It's always in there.
I've always had. It's a dolphin air fryer. The CEO of Mitsubishi gave me a number of years ago after a golf day. Now I have hungered for this moment. I've practiced on... I just can't believe what a fucking weird world we're living in.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell you before we move on, right? I know, like as if we'll ever get to move on from RFK again. Did you know RFK Jr. was one of 10 kids?
I did know that, actually.
One of 10.
Yeah.
10! There's absolutely no way you could properly raise 10 children.
Well, and on your own, too.
Yeah, absolutely. God damn it, yeah.
Yeah. That was.
But here's a crazy thing that I listened to on the this yesterday while traveling across the earth. RFK Jr. and the rest of the family grew up in a giant property, and they had their own family zoo, including a sea lion that lived in their swimming pool.
It's no surprise to me this man has parasites.
They had every animal under the sun. But their swimming pool had a sea lion in it.
That's dangerous.
It's incredibly dangerous. Sea lions are not to be swam with as children.
So, out of these 10 children, how many of them made it to adulthood?
I don't know. Let's just say we ate well.
More sausages.
So mental. Now he's going to be in charge. Apparently he's going to take fluoride out of the water. Because children don't need teeth. Everybody knows that.
No.
Not a full set of teeth anyway.
Well, this is the thing too. Out of all the opinions he has no training in any of it. He's not, and it's not like he could have gone into any discipline he wanted to, but he's a lawyer. So why is he the health czar? He should be like the lawyer czar.
Or the buff czar.
Yeah.
You want to see a man who's super buff in his 70s?
No,
neither do I.
It's weird.
God,
with your old head and your young body,
have you seen him with his top off?
Yeah.
His nipples just look like monkey's thumbs, man. He's got these massive leathery old nipples, and they're like both of them are just falling away on off his chest in both directions.
I'm pretty sure that that's not all natural either. If you scratch the surface on that, I don't think he'd pass a drug test for the performance enhancing. I don't think.
My body's a temple. One of those overgrown ones in the jungle. A lost backpacker found me. Very believable. For a Kennedy, very believable. Very believable.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Speaking of czars,
oh yeah, This is Russia's first response
they fired their first volley,
their first salvo of the new administration.
Yeah,
I don't feel like Vladimir Putin really knows women. Gets them or more importantly, even after all these years, and it's everybody going, he has Trump's ear, he's in Trump's ear, he's manipulating Trump. The first thing that Russian TV did when Trump won again was put out these naked pictures of Melania.
Yeah.
And you go, I really don't think Trump or Trump's base of red-hatted bros are really offended by that.
Yeah.
That Donald Trump is going to be sitting there eating his cheeseburgers surrounded by look out, she's a dime. She's a dime piece. I told Vladimir, put the pictures out, let everybody see her ass.
Yeah, she's not a Victorian woman.
Yeah, exactly. Good Lord, heavens to Murgatroyd.
I shall never show my face in society again. Ooh, they've showed a blurred out picture of my rump.
That's, yeah, I don't think you realise how unshameful a former glamour model from Slovenia can be.
Yeah, they probably just didn't have any other pictures that were better than that. They found the best ones that they could. Well, she's not.
This will shake him to the core. Look at your sexy wife.
Everybody can see how beautiful she is now.
Look how lucky you are to have been married to a woman half your age who was really hot.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Joke's on you! See, meet my babushka.
Yeah.
Look how stumpy she is. Look at her distant look in her eye. That is love in Russia. Yeah. And inside this ugly wife, I have a slightly smaller ugly wife. And inside the other slightly ugly wife. So strange.
Yeah.
And then between the two of them, their union, future once again President of the United States, Donald J. Trump and Melania, they produced one child. but he was the size of 7 children.
Yeah. 7 kids
He was-
in one coat.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, all the RFK senior children in one trench coat. 10 kids in one. He's basically, I mean, when you saw him, I hadn't seen him, obviously, he you know, because a long time ago, 8 years ago, he was just a little boy, like. But he ain't a little boy now. He's the size of 2.5 Gary Barlow boys.
Yeah.
That's a big fella.
Yeah, he came on the
enormous.
stage and he didn't stop. He just kept coming. How much clapping do we need to be? Keep it going. Well, all of Barron Trump will merge us through that curtain. Our hands are tired. Well, keep clapping. We go.
Oh, man.
Keep clapping till you see feet.
Man alive. What a crazy time to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently Barron was behind a lot of particularly going on all the podcasts.
Yeah.
It was his idea to go on Rogan.
Yeah.
It's his idea to do them all, man.
I think he'll be who replaces Donald. I think I don't think his other kids can, because they've got too much of a past and you know, quite the proclivities of
And
that
also,
past.
would you really want a stem cell from Donald Trump Jr. just dusted in cocaine?
Yeah, they're like little Gordon geckos, but I think Barron, because they would never have been able to like foresee the future. Like they'll go, oh, we'll just get in trouble and be dickheads because you know it's not going to
course.
matter. We're just
Yeah,
going to
you're the son of a New York real estate billionaire.
yeah, we'll just be knobs till we're dead. And then
To be honest, I mean, I'm a little bit envious.
boy, I would do.
certainly-
Given half a chance.
I'd certainly like to be an absolute shithead in a country club. You know, be the most annoying man in the Hamptons.
Yeah, a lot of people smile and shake your hand and then just sort of die inside. Oh, it's great to see you, Donnie Jr.
Just being the baddies in a 1980s comedy. We're the asshole frat house.
We're the ones who are going to win the ski competition.
No, you're not. That's a chimpanzee. Because that is XL Snowboarder. Great movie. One day we'll have to do a watch along as a special for Eejits of the World. One of the greatest movies of all time.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's the America that stands before us.
Yeah.
A world of snowboarding chimpanzees. but innocent butchered dolphins. Fluorideless water. Giant proteges or offspring.
Yeah, it's starting to look like the Addams Family when he comes on stage.
Yeah.
They could definitely, as a family, go as the Addams Family for Halloween.
Oh yeah, they could. Oh yeah, I think Lurch might have had his way. Yeah,
RFK is playing the hand.
that's all I need now. I transferred my spirit into my hand. Man alive. What a crazy election.
So that's the winner.
That's the winner. And then the loser, and by a country mile,
Yep.
and she did lose in the country, and in
By
the
a
city,
mile. Yeah.
and in the suburbs.
Yeah.
But only
Miles are the same everywhere. And she lost by them.
yes, Kamala lost, honestly, I still don't know whether it's Kamala or Kamala.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter anymore.
No.
No, I've never found the need to read aloud off a tombstone. Man, all of it, everything, all of it.
Yeah.
Her speech, like there was the amount of times is really weird during the campaign. Just the amount of times she was on the phone to people.
But it was also obvious she wasn't. Like even when she took the nomination, they did that weird call with Biden, but it wasn't going right. And there was a lot of like standing around, and then she's like, Joe, are you there? I'm here.
In all fairness, that is how all Joe's phone calls go. Like, yeah, there is definitely a delay, depending on what hour of the day it is. But what I don't understand is what are we doing here? We don't live in the world of landlines anymore.
No,
why isn't it a Zoom?
She's doing a Newhart bit. But that's what I couldn't understand, why they kept getting her to do these weird phone calls that were obviously not real.
They did. She did one, and with the Obamas.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, what?
She did
None
one.
of this makes any sense.
She did one on election day after people had pretty much voted. There was no reason to do it, where she was like, "Oh, you voted for me. You got out and you voted," and everybody cheered. And she held the phone up, and it was on her camera. So it didn't make any. Like, why are you?
Why?
Like, this is an aid of nothing.
Yeah. This
This is just you getting caught phone cheating.
It's not like, well, yeah, it was. It was like a Bob Newhart bit. That is an obscure reference, but I appreciate it.
No, it's true, because it didn't make, like, I could see if she was like good at like a phone thing, then they go, Kamala, we got to do this phone thing because you're a special talent, and maybe we could all even sort of play along, like we know there's nobody on the other line, but it's just how she communicates, and she does it so succinctly and so well. But it wasn't. It was just like, ow.
This was odd, and all her speeches were just like, you don't have Obama's skill. Why are you doing an Obama impression?
Yeah.
Obama could always break out of this soaring, lofty rhetoric to actually do a bit of stand-up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Trump too. He's a wonderful stand-up.
Yeah,
as was Obama. And this is what you should know, world. That is a horrible prerequisite to power. I mean, between me and Andrew, I think we know every comedian in the world, and I don't know anyone who should be in charge of anything.
I wouldn't let them be dog catchers. And they're pretty much our only friends in the world. Glenn, I want you to know, if you ever try and run for district council, I'm not voting for you.
No, don't. I don't want to do it.
I never want you to be an alderman, let alone a councillor.
I can't. No, there's not one comedian I can think of that should be doing anything other than,
waka waka.
Yeah. Yeah. If for some reason you need something driven through the night, then you need a comedian, because we can. Yeah. How did you get this item from here to there? You only had 7 hours to do it. Well, I didn't want to pay for a hotel.
Yeah.
So
Essentially, we're truckers with a tight 40. That's all we are. We are just commercial vehicle drivers.
It's a tight 40 if it's going well. If you don't got an audience, it's going to take 25. I don't give a shit.
She should have. It was just like her. Before we came on air, whatever, you know what I mean. Before we started recording this, goddammit, so jet lagged. We actually listened to her. We watched her concession speech.
Yeah.
And it was just platitude. It's just, at one point, near the end, I mean, you could see she was choking up a bit. You could see that human being, human reactions to things, but like, she did just, because her kind of summation at the end, it was all like, America's the greatest country, and, all the usual, the stuff the Simpsons took the piss out of 30 years ago, and twirling, always twirling. She went, and I just want you to leave with this. I want you to know, there's an expression. It's only when it's at its very darkest can you see the stars. Oh, what? does that mean? Are you saying that Donald Trump is going to mean that you can see the star? What?
Yeah,
What is it in?
Is this a sailing Are you a sailor?
Well, because trust me, you have run the fucking ship up the shore. You scraped the boat and then hit the mast off the fucking harbour bridge.
Yeah, that's good. Pause trade for a day. $1 billion was.
Yeah. You're the one that drove a fucking ship sideways down the Suez Canal of the Democratic Party. Man alive. So odd.
Yeah.
Odd.
Yeah.
Just odd.
Not
And
like-
there'll never be a there will. Please believe me. Please believe me. Any sisters out there that believe in democracy, one day there will undoubtedly be a female president of the United States. That
Unfortunately,
is nailed on.
her last name is going to be Trump. You know.
Certainly feels like that right now. But that is undoubted. Undoubted.
Yeah.
But
Because
no,
you looked at Trump's speech, where he, like his I won speech, and he was like, "We're ending into a golden age." And I just thought, what a great time to start painting himself gold. Switch it up, and then do his hair orange, like in a waist strip.
That's right. I'm going to just look. I'm going to be like the Oscars. They're going to hand out the Trumps from now on. Now that I'm a two-timer, I'm going to be golden. Golden two-timer.
I mean, he should switch it up. He doesn't have to. Why is he beholden to orange? He should be blue sometimes. It should be based on his mood. That's what color he comes out in.
That's right. Nobody knows this, but my skin is actually the same material those t-shirts in the 90s were. You get to know how sweaty my face is. I turn purple sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. If he turns purple, watch out. That could be a blood pressure issue. Why'd you paint myself what? Uh-oh.
I've turned purple because that's what RFK Jr. told me to do. I've injected a lot of lobster blood. So much lobster blood. I'm mostly crustacean now. See you later, Kamala. Snappy, snappy. Snap, snap. Into the history books with you. It's now time for the lobster blood man.
Yes.
well, America.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You should have gone on Joe Rogan. Why? That was stupid. Whoever the stupid person in her stupid campaign told her that she was better than going on Joe Rogan. Like, for fuck's sake. He's got 60 million listeners and viewers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what?
Yeah.
You know? What? All you gotta do is just go on there and you just do what Donald did and just go, I think there's aliens. I was the president, I can't tell you.
Wait,
so much
she should have gone on and done ayahuasca.
Yeah, why not?
Talked about Bigfoot for an hour.
That's right, yeah, why not? Just smoking a big joint going,
You know, in California, there is Bigfoot.
just be to the female Donald voice.
Yes.
I'm going to be the female president.
I think that would have
Of
worked.
course it would have worked.
Yeah. But just like, but if she started talking about Bigfoot and she just like knew way too much.
She would have won so many more people over if she had shown anything of her character that she was really into Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are into Bigfoot?
Do you know, I have some conspiracy theory friends that I will talk about Bigfoot with them because it feels like, okay, this is safe. this won't be this isn't heading towards the Jews.
That's
at
right.
any point.
No, absolutely. I used to feel that about the Loch Ness Monster, and then Scottish nationalism came along. You know what? We actually would have been 20 of them in the loch if it wasn't for the Tories. Margaret Thatcher actually starved Leslie out the loch. Really? No, I agree. Bigfoot, absolutely.
Yeah.
If that's the only bit in the Venn diagram of crazy conspiracy theories that I'm, all right, this is all right. We can talk about Bigfoot. Big hairy fella in a Canadian or all the way up the West Coast forests
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
banging around. I'm surprised we haven't found his shit, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at their only, sighting of Bigfoot, he looks like the sort of fellow who absolutely dumps a log.
Yeah.
What's he eating? What's he wiping his arse in? Woodpeckers? What are we doing here? How does he do it? How does he feel about the raccoons? How does he feel about the other animals? Is he the king of the other animals?
Do you know?
Do they live collectively? How
My,
many of them are there? Who did they vote for?
my dad does legal work for the Salish band in British Columbia.
Are they a First Nation people?
They are.
Right.
And he said that he talked to them about Bigfoot and that they're where the wild man legends come from. It's the Salish legend. And they actually do have a word. I think Sasquatch is a Salish word.
Okay.
And they told him that Bigfoot is real. He speaks Salish and he doesn't like white people. I thought that's a great story, but just as it only works if it's white people he doesn't like. It's like he speaks English and he doesn't like Chinese people. Oh, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, too.
I don't want to sit beside Bigfoot at Christmas. He's got a lot of theories.
Bigfoot, just chill out, dude. Not all communities that come to Western Canada have to be into hockey. Right?
Okay, Bigfoot, you can tell that joke, but you don't get to do the voice. Just do it.
No, Bigfoot. It's not acceptable. Bigfoot, you bigot.
Yeah, big it. That's who you are.
Bigot foot. Yeah, no, you're right. It's cool for Bigfoot to hate white people. That is the bullshit West Coast logic that lost the Democrats the election. In all fairness, Bigfoot's probably the only interaction with white people as a dude in a high vis and a duck collar.
Well, do you know that the first slur term for white people amongst the Salish was they'd call them sick Sasquatches because they were Spanish sailors and they all had beards and stuff because they'd sailed all the way to British Columbia.
Right.
And when they came off the boat, they were like, they looked like sick Sasquatches. So they
look like six
sick Sasquatch.
You mean ill Sasquatches.
Yeah. So
Right.
maybe Bigfoot's white. Because, they said that the Spanish sailors looked, or he's Latino.
Who knows?
He looks like a Spanish sailor, apparently.
I mean, underneath that fur, he could be any colour at all. And that's the main.
Yeah, Bigfoot. You don't know what color you are.
Yeah.
So these theories that you have.
Here's a Bic razor, you fucking half.
Yeah, let's find out.
Let's find out. Now,
Bam, bam, bam.
we're going to use the entire power of the federal government to shave a Sasquatch.
What do you reckon?
And find out, finally, Joe Rogan asked me to do it. He's a great guy. I decided to do it. A lot of people said we need to focus on the rise of China. We need to deal with global warming. I'm saying this is all part of the same thing. This is part of the solution, not the problem. Even Kamala was on board when I took her commiseration speech. When I took the call from her, I went, Kamala, we're doing what you want. We're doing the Bigfoot thing. We're gonna find out. If it's a boy Bigfoot, we'll shave him like a Turkish barber's. If it's a lady Bigfoot, we're going to imac her all over. See what smooth, lovely, forest-dwelling lady she is.
And you know what color it was? Orange. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my fucking Jesus.
Donald J.
Trump is a Bigfoot.
Goddamn Bigfoot.
That's the only way any of this makes sense. Oh my God, you're fucking bang on! Oh my God, like finally all the red
That's
string on the
right.
board connects, Glenn.
You heard it here first. Donald Trump is a shaved Bigfoot. And I've got proof.
Donald J. Trump became famous in the mid '80s.
Right when
When Bigfoot and the Hendersons came out.
Harry and the Hendersons. That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Harry and the Hendersons in your world. There was Bigfoot and the Hendersons. Small hand.
Bigfoot, small hand, more clear eyes.
Yes, we're through the looking glass here, people. People wonder why I'm not like other people. Most people can't be shot and then just get up and get angry about it. But that's because they're not the Bigfoot.
I know. He can't be shot.
That's right.
That's no Bigfoot has ever been shot, and that's the way the American government, the CIA, had their theories, and they're like, the only way we can check for sure is if we can shoot them. You can't shoot a Bigfoot. You know the rules? They can't be shot.
You always miss. Once I trained myself to dance like a human and apply the human makeup.
That's right. He's got to do that.
Just banging my chest in the forest. One day, I will deregulate everything.
Yeah.
As I watched as a boy, as my habitat was destroyed, I swore to myself that I would learn how to talk like a human and act like a human with human hand motions. I will show. And when I found out these humans, the secret of their power was the education system, I swore one day I will destroy the Department of Education.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're illiterate, like the Bigfoots, it will be 50-50. Nobody will ever know until one day my son will also have the Bigfoot genes.
Holy fuck, he is a Bigfoot.
He's a half a Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's a big everything. He's a super Bigfoot.
Oh my God! Are you saying maybe Melania is a shaved lady Yeti? Although this is the only way any of this makes any sense.
Yeah, but it is because she's got to wear sunglasses a lot of the time, and that's because she's not used to this climate.
That's right. She's down at sea level.
Yeah, the salt is eating her eyes.
All right. Well, we found a solution to it.
Yeah,
Well, finally, we found a way without calling everybody who won in a landslide a bigot. It's not appropriate. It's not enough.
They're not a bigot. They're a Bigfoot.
They're bigot foot.
I just shorten it down.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why I'm never offended when the liberal media call me a bigot? I'm laughing on the inside.
You really can't spell Bigfoot without bigot. It's like there's no I in team. There's definitely a bigot in Bigfoot.
Build a wall. Leave my land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We've discovered the truth.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe that hoe man is another one of them.
Oh!
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just trying to spell human.
Oh, he's hiding in
I am a hoe man.
He's hiding in plain sight. That's what they do.
Pack your bags.
America, you are being infiltrated by Bigfoots.
While you were all worried about the Russians. It turns out it was a totally different, hairy, mysterious bastard from a forest.
Your problem is not Big Pharma.
Yes.
It's Bigfoot.
It's Bigfoota.
It's probably too late. That is why you cannot give your guns up. Bigfoots are taking over. And you need to be able to defend your family from the Sasquattle.
That's
That's how RFK Jr. got involved. I found myself one night fighting over a carcass with a creature that would one day be known as Donald J. Trump. Or as he's called in his people,
He bit me on the head. The cut got very infected. They're not a clean animal. Their bite is like a Gila monster. He infected me with a worm that's trying to slowly eat my brain.
he shouldn't have eaten any of my family. We're riddled with parasites. Riddled. Riddled with parasites. Riddled. So many parasites. Riddled.
Parasites like no one's ever seen before.
So big.
Literally, nobody's seen them. They're Bigfoot parasites. So he's not
Nobody
lying.
sees them. They're moving under our skin. Myself and the other Bigfoots. Who was my first appointment? Oh, man. He was the only one that could pronounce the word properly.
That was a signal to the others.
They're going to be coming out soon, California.
I really think he might be a Bigfoot. I really think Donald Trump's a Bigfoot, man. The more I think about it, it's the only way this makes any sense.
Well, that's why, like, his hands are actually regular size, but he keeps putting them by his feet.
People say I'm inappropriate around human women.
I'm actually within the Bigfoot community known as quite a gentleman. You should see how the other Bigfoots fuck. It ain't pretty.
People always wondered, how come party animal Donald Trump never drank alcohol? We don't drink alcohol. All the way through in the 1970s, Studio 50, whatever it was called, Studio 54. Everybody else is partying. Everybody else is drinking alcohol. Not me. No. The only thing that I could actually ingest and to keep my disguise under wraps was, of course, Adderall. You know how I discovered it? One night, I ate a student. I ate somebody from Berkeley. They were cramming for their exams. I ate them. And I discovered Adderall. And since then, I never looked back.
And you know how hard it was to not eat Kamala and not debate? She's a student from Berkeley. I could smell it on her. That was before I figured out it was the Adderall I liked in them.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
He tried to pin it on the Haitians. I think we all know who.
There's been
ate
some
the-
rogue Bigfoots have got loose. In Springfield, Ohio.
pinned it on the Haitians.
Rogue Bigfoots. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. We don't do that. Not us.
Yeah, you're very defensive there, Donald. Yeah, that's
No.
such a weird thing to do. None of us would ever do that, right?
No,
Baron?
not my type of Bigfoot. We fit in with the humans. We don't drink alcohol. We eat 20 cheeseburgers, like a normal human. I like to remind people. I show people. Look, it was my first time in a McDonald's. I never thought I could trust myself to be behind the fryer.
His hair color is Bigfoot color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really is.
because he does dye his hair, or he
Yeah.
sort of purports to dye his hair, but it's like, no, that's the color of a Bigfoot, because nobody's hair is that color.
No, or nor does it swirl in that way. It's only Glenn, it's the only way. It's the only way any of this makes sense. He is a Bigfoot.
It's a Bigfoot.
It's a Bigfoot. It is Bigfoot that has managed to go undercover.
I made my way all the way to New York, 1970s. I thought I'm going to be discovered, but then in 1977 they had a blackout. There was no electricity. And that's when I discovered disco.
Yeah. Well, they had initial. Yeah.
Oh my God, he walks like Bigfoot. Oh my God.
Has somebody figured this out?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Did you do that, or is that on?
No, that's just on the internet.
So it's already out there. Yeah, I realized once they get a split screen of me walking and my cousin walking, that we had the exact same Bigfooty walk. People said, "Don't run again, Donald." They had no idea what was at stake. I had to run.
Surprised he could run at all with those feet. Bone spurs! His feet kept him out of the military.
I thought my cover was going to be blown when I was almost drafted to Vietnam. When the doctor went, "What the hell is this with your foot?" I told him I just blurted any shit that came into my head. I said, "It's a bone spur." Apparently humans don't have them, such as their lack of climbing trees. Have you ever wondered why the Ewoks did not vote for me?
Oh, Dad, don't bring that up. It's a contentious issue. Yeah. So Bigfoot.
How come I owned casinos? Only Native Americans own casinos, and me. That's a bit strange, right?
Well, he was there before the Native Americans. The natives gave him the right to casinos. They put him on a reserve. He predates all of us.
I couldn't listen to any more of this shit. Colonial anxiety. You have no idea. That's why I own a casino. It's my land.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, real estate. That's why he's in real
That's
estate.
right.
It's all mine.
It's all mine.
Are we still recording?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we are. Once you hit on the truth, Flynn, there's no going back.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do a 4-hour episode just like Rogan.
We're going to stay behind these mics until Kamala comes and joins us. I liked her in some ways. I liked her. I'd like her to have another career. She could be she could be the third ball on this table.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she likes to laugh.
Yeah. That's something we'll always remember about her. She always liked to laugh.
Yeah, the day of the cackle. That was going to be my tweet if she won.
Rest in peace, that tweet that never was.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Well, that was Eejits of the World, ladies and gentlemen, episode 67. We are on all your social media platforms. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on all the platforms. When we put out, it goes out on audio every Wednesday. It goes out on YouTube every visual on Saturday and all the. If you'd like and subscribe, comment on all the platforms. This makes a huge difference to us.
Share it, click it.
Share it, click it, love it, all the rest of it. It's been a Pod People production.
Pod People production.
It's been a Pod People production.
Rate us.
ball.